This is Part 2, Episode 143. This was a long ship that was about 600 meter in length. Its width was also close to 100 meter. As a battle blade-shaped universe ship, its entire body was black. Facing this ship, it gave off a faint sense of ancient energy, almost as though it had existed in the flows of time for a very long period of time. The cold winter wind blew and the snow fell heavily. Amidst the snow, Luofeng walked towards the ship. Jade Essence, this is a F-grade ship made of jade essence. Within his consciousness Barbata's shocked voice resounded. I know it's F-grade. Luofeng replied. As he looked ahead, a group of people flew out of the ship's cabin door. Leading them was one similar in appearance to that of Earth's humans. He was dressed in dark armor. The skinny old man with a Roman nose had intrepid short hair. As he smiled, one could even see an ice mark on his forehead. That energy feeling that dominated the sky and land. This made Luofeng understand that this was a sector lord that had gained the recognition of the universe origin laws. Shawu greets your majesty. The skinny old man bowed slightly. Greetings to your majesty. Behind him were a group of domain lords and universe levels that were incomparably respectful to Luofeng and bowing. Your majesty? Luofeng was taken aback. It looks like your majesty is still oblivious to many things. The skinny old man laughed. Your majesty, we'll first enter the ship. The entire trip to the virtual universe company takes 3 full years, we cannot waste any time. Luofeng nodded. Under the protection of this group, he entered the F-grade ship. The interior of this ship was enormous. The entire space for the defense mechanism of this ship was the main cabin itself. There were even cabins laid out throughout the lower decks. At this time, Luofeng flew into a 300-meter-long and 60-meter-wide luxurious hall. Comfortable sofa, enticing wine, precious fruits, all were already laid out. At the back were even beautiful waitresses awaiting his command. Your Majesty, please sit. The skinny old man smiled. Luofeng sat down facing the skinny old man. This place is not bad. Luofeng looked around and nodded. This F-grade universe ship with its entire body made of jade essence is definitely a treasure. Your Majesty has good taste. The old man's smile got even wider. This is the F6 grade jade essence. The sides of the ships are extremely sharp and even infused with origin laws, incredibly piercing. Once it accelerates, it can immediately pierce right through a planet. Also, going through planets doesn't even affect its speed much. Luofeng nodded. This was similar to the Yunmo planet ship. When one compared to the materials it was constructed from, the Yunmo planet ship was actually still a little stronger. Mr. Shawu, what's this about you calling me your majesty? Luofeng asked curiously. Looks like your majesty has many points to uncover. The skinny old man smiled. Let me first introduce myself. I, Shawu, am a sector lord from the Virtual Universe Company's last phase secret area. Luofeng nodded. Last phase secret area? There were 4 large secret areas. Their names were actually very easy to understand. Take a world's change and evolution for instance, it would first begin in the primal phase, and later slowly begin to reach the absolute beginning, and finally expanding and forming the skies and land. Hence heaven and land, and right before it dies, it reaches the last phase. Primal, absolute beginning, heaven and land, last phase, it was simply the process of evolution of a world. Our virtual universe company's core members are very few. The skinny old man smiled. Absorbing these core members usually has 3 ways of doing so. One is from the genius battles, picking the strongest from the universe's most elite. Another is the company's internal nurturing of their own elites, and the last is a small number of sector lords being selected and absorbed. Small number of sector lords? Luofeng was shocked. Sector lords, even they didn't have the worth to become core members. The skinny old man nodded, as normal sector lords usually have no chance of breaking through to the Undying, or some not even gaining the recognition of the origin laws. How could the company respect or even absorb them? After all, there are simply too many sector lords in the company. Luofeng couldn't help but nod. Right, the Ganwu universe country alone had millions of sector lords. Then compared to one of the 5 great leviathans, the virtual universe company, 100 times of a universe country? Or even more. The true elites and warriors, only they can become core members. The skinny old man smiled. As for the term Your Majesty, in the 4 secret areas within, the last phase secret area belongs to the most outer layer. The members in this area, as long as they meet any other members from the other 3 secret areas, even if their ranks are lower than Undying, we have to call you all Your Majesties. And Your Majesty has entered the absolute beginning secret area. Hence, your rank is much higher. The skinny old man smiled. Also, those normal helpers who are not in the core, if they meet any members under Undying, they also have to call them Your Majesties. Luo Feng nodded. Your Majesty? In the universe, these were normally emperors or kings that received such titles. Obviously the virtual universe company core members that were below Undying level were comparable to emperors and kings, given the hope of becoming the next ultimate warriors. In terms of position, they were much higher than those universe country princes. Those princes almost had no hopes of ever succeeding the throne. Your Majesty, let's enter the virtual universe together. The skinny old man smiled. I'll take you to the virtual universe company headquarters. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed. The universe ship had long begun its universe transfer through the dark universe. Its speed was rising continuously until it reached 20 times light speed and later maintaining this speed as it progressed. Luo Feng first entered the ship's most luxurious resting room, and later his consciousness entered the virtual universe network. Right now Luo Feng had the status of a core member. Hence his virtual assistant Babata automatically gained a feature. The moment he entered the virtual universe, he could immediately be transferred to a special location. Teleport. Luo Feng vanished from the Black Dragon Mountain Island 9-star Bay. Virtual Universe Headquarters. It was a mountain peak covered in clouds and mist and was incredibly huge, even more so than a planet in real life. A person suddenly appeared within one of its stone paths. It was Luo Feng. Luo Feng glanced around. There were many people in the distance and also on this path. There were also many constructs all around him, and on his left there were many beautiful villas. Your Majesty. A silhouette ran over from afar. It was Shawu. Mr. Shawu. Luo Feng smiled and shouted. Your Majesty. The skinny old man smiled. This entire space is our virtual universe company's virtual headquarters. Actually, compared to the real headquarters, the virtual headquarters is more bustling. As there are many huge figures here who can't always stay within the real headquarters. Luo Feng nodded. Come. The skinny old man brought Luo Feng about to sightsee. This is a mountain peak that floats and it is named Yuxiong Mountain. Its diameter alone is about 89,000 kilometers. That big? Luo Feng was shocked. The Earth's diameter was only about 10,000 kilometers, and this mountain peak alone was 7 times that of Earth. Of course it has to be big. Otherwise, there wouldn't be enough space for the training spaces. The skinny old man laughed. The entire Yuxiong Mountain is separated into 5 regions. Each for the primal, the absolute beginning, heaven and land and last phase regions along with the public region. These 5 regions are about the same size, of which the primal region has less than 120 people. The absolute beginning region has about 1,000 people. The heaven and land region has about 10,000 people. And the last phase region has over 10 million people. The skinny old man said, as for the public region, they are filled with shops and entertainment etc. Anyone from the other 4 regions can enter there. Right, Your Majesty, the primal region, absolute beginning region, heaven and land region, and last phase region, none of the members can enter regions other than their own. Luo Feng nodded, curious. You said that the area of each region is about the same. The primal region has less than 120 people, yet the last phase region has over 10 million. This is ranking. The skinny old man exclaimed. The internal department of the company picks out the elites to enter the core. These all enter the last phase. A few exceptional sector lords that get absorbed in also enter the last phase. The genius battles and warrior competitions mostly enter the last phase too, hence this results in the last phase having the most people. The living quarters of the last phase are skyscrapers and everyone gets an apartment. Within the heaven and land region, everyone gets their own villa. Within the absolute beginning region, everyone gets their own training space, their own learning grounds, etc. These are considered very luxurious. The primal region, however, with less than 120 people, they get villas and mansions with territories of diameters over 10,000 kilometer. Within them they have training facilities and they even have specially placed undying teachers stationed long-term there. They also have large amounts of helpers and staff to be called over at any time to help in training, etc. The skinny old man's eyes were filled with envy. Luo Feng was stunned. The difference in treatment was too huge. The last phase stayed in skyscrapers, the heaven and land got villas, the absolute beginning got villas and training areas, the primal region, however, my God, building a huge villa with a diameter over 1,000 kilometers. What kind of villa was this? It was bigger than any base on Earth during the Great Nirvana. It was simply an empire. And they even have undying specially stationed there? The primal area has less than 120 people. The number of sector lords there doesn't exceed 100. Every sector lord who are present there, in the universe, they would be considered to be at the pinnacle and invincible. The skinny old man smiled. They are all the true elites of the country. Getting this kind of treatment wasn't strange at all. Under Shawu's instructions, Luo Feng got a good understanding of the entire Yuxiong mountain. This was where the core members under the undying level of the virtual universe company gathered. Standing on a precipitous mountain stone, the skinny old man pointed to the distant clouds where an incredibly huge island floated. It was surrounded by lightning snakes. See, that's Lightning Island, also named Undying Island. It's 100 to 1,000 times bigger than Yuxiong Mountain. All the Undyings from the virtual universe company normally live there. If one said that Yuxiong Mountain was where the geniuses and core members under Undying level gathered, then Lightning Island was where the truly strong gathered. It was the Undying gathering area. Luo Feng looked at the Lightning Island amidst the clouds, nodding. That place was named as one of the sacred lands of the older universe humans. Your Majesty, I'll send you to the absolute beginning region. Of course I can only send you to the entrance. The skinny old man smiled. Even though the benefits of the absolute beginning region are slightly lousier than the primal region, however it is still the second best. The living quarters you've been assigned to, once you see it you'll understand why countless people are vying hard to get in. And the absolute beginning rank is assigned only to a little more than a 1,000. On average, one for every universe country. Absolute beginning region, let's go. Luo Feng couldn't wait anymore. Yuxiong Mountain, it was where they gathered the core members under Undying level. Lightning Island was where all the Undyings of the virtual universe company gathered. It was the gathering point of those with highest authority. Walking in the public region, he would see sector lords everywhere, easily spotting up to 100 of them. And 99% of them were recognized by their law origins, with marks on their foreheads. Sector lords that gained the recognition of their origin laws, in the Black Dragon Mountain star field, they would be at the level of Jiang Qian Chen. Luo Feng exclaimed, however in the virtual universe company, even though they were such a great leviathan, they only barely received the right to enter the last phase secret area. There were probably over 100 million sector lords that can't even enter the core. No wonder during the genius battle, even for the top 1,000, one of the 3 great prizes was to become a core member. After a while, they reached a spacious quiet limestone road. The sides of the path were covered with flowers. Through the flowers' organization and arrangement, one could make out the words in universe language, absolute beginning region. The skinny old man's body glimmered slightly and he couldn't proceed further. He had to shout out, Your Majesty, I'm no longer able to proceed any further. Follow this path and the region ahead is the absolute beginning region. There'll be managers there to lead you within. Thank you, Mr. Wu Shao. Luo Feng smiled and nodded. Following the beautiful and quiet limestone path, smelling the fragrance of the flowers and plants beside, his footsteps got quicker as he moved. After half a minute of walking and about 10 kilometers of distance, he reached an incredibly luxurious entrance to the absolute beginning region. There were many staff around. Seeing Luo Feng approach, one leader stepped forward to invite him over. "Your Majesty Luo Feng, we've been awaiting your arrival." A beautiful lady with a foxtail was very passionate. There was a fire mark on her forehead. "You can just call me Fox. I am the manager placed specially for the affairs of the absolute beginning region." "Understood." Luo Feng nodded. Actually, as this was the virtual universe, things like cleanliness or sweeping, maintenance of the plants and flowers, these could all be easily simulated immediately. However, maybe for the realism effect, these were all 100% simulated, even arranging for a large amount of staff to specially sweep and maintain the gardens, and even service the members. When one was hungry, he'd have to buy something to eat. When one was thirsty, he'd have to buy something to drink. One had to spend money even within his own house, even in the virtual universe. Everything that happened here was truly like it would happen in the real world. As it was too realistic, in the vast universe, many people who were rich and always protected by their ancestors from the beginning, without facing any dangers in their lives, would spend most of their lives in the virtual universe or play virtual games, doing whatever they pleased. Many of them had already treated the virtual universe as their reality. However, this type of illusory lives, only few people could actually enjoy it. After all, doing anything in the virtual universe still required money. Even maintaining contacts had its usage fees. Without funds from their ancestors, one was unable to live such a life. "Your Majesty Luo Feng, please follow me." The Sector Lord Fox smiled and led the way. The two of them flew up into the sky. As one of the 5 regions, its area was huge. After all, even though it was 1/5 of the entire Yuxiong mountain, it was still bigger than the entire surface area of Earth. And this whole area was given to only a little more than 1,000 people to live in. The absolute beginning region has a total of 1,138 members. Flying in mid-air, Lady Fox pointed below. Within this region there are many training spaces, libraries, restaurants, etc. As for the living quarters, they are all right at the back. The 1,138 villas, every one of them with a length of 98 kilometers and width of 81 kilometers. Luo Feng was shocked when he heard this. 98 kilometers long and 81 kilometers wide, such a huge villa was simply too extravagant. This was the treatment for the people of absolute beginning, and the lowest last phase region had to live in apartments. The highest level primal region had areas of diameters over 1,000 kilometers. "Your Majesty Luo Feng's villa is number 1136. Lady Fox pointed at a distant, incredibly quiet villa. It obviously looked very ancient, and on its walls were many different kinds of plants. The two descended. "Your Majesty." The large door of the villa was 100 m high. 2 6 m tall bull giants bowed respectfully. "Your Majesty Luo Feng." Lady Fox smiled. "As a member of the absolute beginning secret area, your guards form a large team. This team comprises of a general, 10 captains and 100 soldiers. Of which, the general is a sector lord of the last phase secret area, the 10 captains are domain lords and the 100 soldiers are universe level. In the virtual universe, they'll be stationed here by your Majesty. In reality, they will similarly protect your Majesty and listen to your command." Luo Feng nodded, feeling shocked within. Even though he had heard from Rong Jun earlier, however, actually seeing it was pretty shocking. 2 domain lords guarded the doors. 1 guard team, the leader of the group was a sector lord recognized by the origin laws. However, according to the news he acquired before, the guard team of the absolute beginning member paled in comparison to the primal members. Their guard team was led by an undying. Other than the guard team, there are 100 helpers and staff standing by within the villa to assist you. Lady Fox smiled and said. At this time a gust of wind blew over as a group of people suddenly appeared at the entrance. Leading the group was a bald old man who looked very similar to the people of Earth. This bald old man looked at Luo Feng and bowed, "Your Majesty." The large group of people behind too all bowed respectfully, shouting out simultaneously, "Greetings, Your Majesty." This is the leader of the guard team. His full name is Ao Juo Li Ku Wensheng Lai Suo. Lady Fox smiled and said, "Your Majesty can simply call me Ao Duo." The bald old man said, "Mr. Ao Duo, I'll be in your care from now on." Luo Feng was respectful. "Of course." Ao Duo Liku said. Internally he wasn't fully comfortable though. From the virtual universe company's arrangement and status ranking, he was indeed lower than Luo Feng, but he was after all a sector lord recognized by the origin laws. His Majesty before him was a genius no doubt, but still not a strong warrior. He may even fall before he reached the sector lord level. Lady Fox said, "Your Majesty Luo Feng, then I'll take my leave. Everything within here, Ao Duo knows well, he'll inform you if you need." "Thank you, Lady Fox." Luo Feng nodded. Lady Fox immediately became a beam of light and vanished into the distance. "Your Majesty, please." Ao Duo Liku led the way and Luo Feng entered his own villa. This video will end here. Thank you for watching.